Hey Leo, we're going to be doing your reading, so we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys, Leo. All right, Leo, let's see. Leo. All right, Leo. Okay. All right, so, okay, let's see. You guys have the Two of Wands, and this is showing up for your current energy. So I think there's something, maybe you're like, dude, I'm out to discover something, all right, that kind of stuff. Or there's maybe something that you're like, okay, I want to kind of take the first steps towards something, or I want to go in this direction, that kind of thing. But I don't know if you've done that yet, okay? Possibly not just yet. So, all right, you guys have the Four of Swords, and this is showing up in your environment. So maybe there's something that you're like, I actually like really need like help with this, or there maybe is even something that you're feeling friggin' tired, that kind of stuff, okay? I wonder if there's somebody around you who's like doing like deep healing, or there's maybe there's something around you that you're like, I need to friggin' meditate on this. I need to like go completely quiet, that kind of stuff, and maybe like just be quiet with yourself in some sense, that kind of stuff, okay? That's kind of what I'm feeling there. All right, so let's see. For your possible challenge here, you guys have this navigation card, and then you have it with the Five of Pentacles. So I kind of feel like there's maybe something that you are maybe challenged by having to figure out something, maybe that's outside, or that this is literally you trying to figure out something, okay? Like I want to say almost like, literally, what direction do I go in with something? But the challenge here might be that you're like, I don't want to ask. Oh my God. Okay. Remember, like, I don't really hear this that much nowadays, but like, remember back in the day, it would be like, oh, like, God forbid, like a man asks for directions. Like, I'm not like, listen, I don't know. I'm sure men and women don't like to ask for directions, probably on equal amount. I don't know. I don't have the statistics on that. Okay. But, I'm kind of understanding that it's like, all right, I don't really know where I'm going, but I'm not going to ask for help, or I don't want to seem like I don't know where I'm going. All right. That kind of thing. All right. So, all right. You know what's weird? I'm also getting this as like a navigator, like, the cars, like navigators or whatever. Like I'm also understanding that. And then I'm looking over to your opportunity, and you have this Magician card, and I'm understanding that as like Magellan, those like really old GPS things. I don't know. So let's see what the heck that's all about. So, all right, let's see. So moving over to your opportunity, you guys have number 10, message from the third eye. I love this. And then you have the Magician. Okay. So that's pretty nice. So I feel like your opportunity is maybe to like kind of trust the skills that you have, that kind of stuff. Or there is something here about maybe, or using something else, like, if one thing is not working here, or you're having, access to, or having a hard time accessing a certain like location or something like that. Okay. You know what I gotta tell you? I'm getting like a trail map. Okay. Like someone's like on a trail of something or something like that. And like literally being like, dude, which friggin' way should I go? What I actually understand is that somebody is like, well, I want to go this way. And somebody else is feeling like, I'm not so confident on that. Or I'm not sure about that. I don't want to do that. Or that, I don't want to showcase something that maybe I'm not good at, and so I don't want to do that, or something like that. Okay, so possibly maybe your opportunity is just to kind of maybe visualize something here, that kind of stuff. Okay, and I also think this is maybe like leaning into your intuition, but also putting like action behind that. This is very interesting. I just read for Aries, and their opportunity was like super similar to yours. Okay, like extremely similar. So maybe you guys are dealing with actually, matter of fact, you know what, Leo, you came out and they're reading a whole bunch. I feel like they had the Sun card twice, so I don't know, there's something in that. So all right, all right, I understand playlists, like music playlists or something like that. All right, I don't know. I guess I don't really understand that, but I definitely saw that. Like, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. So, all right, let's see. We're going to get some more information, and then we're going to clarify like your challenge and opportunity. So, all right, let's see what this is all about. I actually, I got to tell you something here. This opportunity, maybe it's like, you know what? You don't actually need tools or whatever the heck it is. It might, Hanged Man. Okay, I'm telling you, this is like super spiritual, or like really like I was like remote viewing, that kind of stuff. Okay, I was just watching a video on that yesterday. That's funny. But all right, so yes, I feel like there's maybe something here that you have the opportunity to not use any tools, to not use any outside help, that kind of stuff, and literally just doing something literally with your third eye. Okay, that kind of stuff certainly could involve something that you're like, nope, you have to tap in for this. Like you got to really like quiet your mind, that kind of stuff. Okay, that might be something that we are talking about here. So all right, let's see. That's pretty cool, Leo. So let's see what's going on. All right. I want to say like a scout location, but I also definitely want to like lean on that like remote viewing, okay, that kind of stuff. So maybe like RV is an important number. That's not a number at all. Those are initials. Those are letters. Maybe you're one of those cool people that like, oh my God, I do this stuff all the time. I don't care. It's fun. I forget the actual name of it, but when like you translate the letters to numbers, that kind of stuff, maybe, I don't know, maybe you guys are like really big into that, or there's something here. So, all right, let's see what's going on. Oh yeah, definitely that message from the third eye, guys. Maybe you have the same app that I have, like the remote viewing one. I don't know. It has like a friggin' like it looks like a dinosaur eye on it. So all right, let's see. Maybe GGD, okay, or Iris. Or an IP address. All right, let's see. All right, so with this navigation card here for your challenge, you guys have the Five of Pentacles with the reverse King of Pentacles. So yes, this feels like, I wonder if maybe the challenge is that it's like, no, I actually know exactly where it is that I want to go, but maybe finances are part of whatever this is. I'll also tell you another thing. I feel like this is maybe the challenge of something that like is super reliable, like always works, that kind of stuff. You might be like, I don't believe that this is going to work this time, or I don't believe that I'm going to get the help that I need, or that I'm going to be that I'm gonna get what I need here, that kind of stuff. Okay, that might be part of whatever this is here. I also wonder if there's maybe a sense of like, yeah, I know, but I've always been like in this stable environment, or this is a thing that I can kind of like rely on, that kind of stuff. There maybe is like a little bit of a hesitation to like kind of launch off in one direction or another, that kind of stuff. Okay, definitely a little bit of like needing to kind of like, I want to say a leap of faith, really. Okay, that kind of stuff, like kind of just, I want to say really trusting yourself, which again, that energy was like absolute. I mean, that was like the oracle card that Aries got. So, all right, let's see. So you guys have the Ace of Wands reversed, and this is showing up as like what you're not able to control. I feel like this is maybe power not being available in some sense. Okay, that kind of stuff. I definitely understand that. I also understand literally going in the wrong direction for the wrong time. Like, it's like, okay, I was traveling. It's like, oh, I missed like the, I don't know, your exit or whatever the heck it is. And then it's like, excellent, now we have to backtrack all that way, that kind of stuff. Maybe it's like losing time, or it could even be that it's like, you know what, at the beginning you were like, yeah, let's do this, like, let's do it. And maybe like motivation kind of like fizzled out, or whatever the heck it is here. Okay, that kind of stuff. All right, so let's see. Okay, so you guys have the Eight of Swords, and this is showing up as what you can control. So, I mean, I feel like what you can control is getting yourself out of something that maybe you're like, yeah, but if I don't have this particular thing, then I don't want to do it at all, that kind of stuff. This to me is like being super open-minded, that kind of stuff. And I'll also say this could be like what you can control is like expanding your consciousness, expanding your energy, like literally like expanding like your field of vision, I want to say, something like that, that kind of stuff. Okay, absolutely understanding that. I do think that like being open-minded about something is something that you are definitely able to control, that kind of stuff. Okay, so all right, you have the Queen of Wands, and this is showing as your next steps forward. I actually friggin' love this energy for you, Leo, especially with this like navigation. Where should I go? And I don't know, is this like, do I feel comfortable here? And can I like afford this thing, or whatever the heck it is? This Queen of Wands is like, well, actually, I'm gonna make all of this happen. You know, that kind of stuff. This is somebody who is like friggin' confident, is also just like in a good mood, man. It's somebody who like has a really like charming kind of personality, that kind of stuff, and is also like, they're optimistic. They're like, no, this is going to work out. Let's just kind of like start here, and like we're going to, like, we can do this. It's like that optimistic, like, and being kind of like fired up about something. You're like excited, you know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. So I actually really friggin' like that energy. I would also say maybe there's something about the next step forward is doing something that's like facing north, or something that's like facing up, facing the sun. Okay, I don't know, something like that. I want to say like belly up. I don't know. So all right, let's see. Okay, so over to your opportunity. So again, you guys have this number 10 message from the third eye. I would say trust that information, okay, that kind of stuff. And then you also have it with the Magician and this 3 of Wands here. So, you know, you're starting with the 2 of Wands here, and then for your opportunity you have the 3 of Wands. So it's like, yes, making that decision, making that, like, you know, concrete choice, or at least making, starting to really like put like groundwork in or something like that, okay, that kind of stuff, maybe planning something, you know, or really kind of looking into the future, really forward future thinking, that kind of stuff, okay. So I feel like for this opportunity, that's kind of what it is. I feel like there's something about, again, possibly not using any tools at all, that kind of stuff, just going into something like very much in like a blind type of way, no tools at all, and kind of waiting to see what information comes back from that kind of stuff, with like, you know, using your third eye, trusting that information, that kind of stuff. I wonder if some of you guys are like telepathically communicating with people, you know, that kind of stuff. Certainly could be. All right. Okay. All right, so you guys have the 8 of Wands reversed, and this is showing up for your skills. So I think that you have good skills in backtracking, that kind of stuff, or you have really good skills in knowing when maybe something is not, it's not the time to do something. There might be something that you're like, I'm actually pretty good at like hesitating or pulling back, or, you know, that kind of stuff, like not moving forward on something until like the time is right, that kind of stuff. Again, maybe this is like waiting for like a feeling. It's like, okay, I know that it's the time to do this now, or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff, okay? I also think that there's probably something here that you have the skills of maybe knowing exactly how to return back to something. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like Hansel and Gretel, they leave those friggin' breadcrumbs out, and so they can like find their way back. It's almost like that. It's almost like leaving like a trail of something, or just going off of like, again, your third eye and being like, I know where I am in time and space, and I know how to like return back to something, that kind of stuff, okay? I also think there's maybe something that you know how to like get around a particular roadblock, or a particular, I don't know, something here, okay? You know what I'll also say? I think that you have the skills of saying something without verbally saying it, okay? Like sending energy, or having things kind of like picking up speed, that kind of stuff, or, you know, clear communication. But to me, this is nonverbal, or it's a different type of communication, okay? That's what I'm feeling. So you have the reverse star card here, and this is showing up as possible help. A little sketchy here, okay? Only because the Magician card, reverse 8 of Wands, and the reverse star card is definitely weird energy. So I think that maybe that's like, hey, if you're feeling some like strange energy kind of coming your way, I think I would definitely 100% listen to that, okay? Really like tap into that and figure out like what the heck goes on there, that kind of stuff, okay? So maybe this is somebody who is maybe healed in a particular way, the way that you are doing it, or this is somebody who is literally like has a certain mentality where they are like, you know what, I'll do the dirty work for you, or I'll do this on your behalf, that kind of stuff, okay? Certainly could be. And again, maybe it's because you're like, dude, I don't exactly know who the target is, or I don't know something here, okay? So, all right, let's see. I also think there's somebody local, or there's somebody, yeah, somebody who's maybe like really is either in the middle of something or is local in some sense, that maybe there's some help in that capacity, okay? So, all right, you have the Knight of Pentacles, and this is showing up as your next steps forward. So yeah, definitely like planning, you know what I'm saying? Planning, that kind of stuff, and then actually like really kind of moving forward on that plan, not just kind of like waiting around. But what I'll tell you is this Knight of Pentacles, I do think there's a level of being cautious with whatever's going on here. So I'm not saying like stop and don't do anything. It's just being cautious with the next steps forward, that kind of stuff, and really, really listening to your intuition, listening to like any like weird feelings that you get, or good feelings, or whatever the heck it is, okay? Visions, anything you're hearing, whatever it is, you know, that kind of stuff. So, all right, so let's see, let's just get a little bit more information here for your challenge and opportunity. Leo. I feel like your reading's going to be short. Sorry, Aries reading was like super, super long. Well, Justice card. Okay, Justice card. There is something about like control, okay? I don't know. There's something about that. I just don't exactly know what to do with that. But there is something about like control, or staying in the middle with something, okay? That kind of thing. So, all right, let's see what's up. want to say like never ending too. I don't know why. All right, so let's see. So over to your challenge, you guys have this navigation card, and then you have the Ace of Wands reversed with the 10 of Cups upright. And this is showing up as what you're not able to control. Maybe this is somebody who is not wanting to, I don't know, who maybe is not motivated to work through like a tricky situation, or there's something here where somebody is just feeling like I don't know, like lackluster about something, or is feeling like not so like energetic, or feeling like kind of like ho-hum about something, okay? That kind of stuff. I wonder if this is even like kind of infiltrating like your own happiness, especially if you're like this like, you know, wide open kind of like empathic type of person, that kind of stuff, okay? Or receiving like a lot of information, that kind of thing. That, you know, it could be that that's like interrupting you in some sense, because you're like feeling that energy, okay? That kind of stuff. You know, it's interesting, especially with this 4 of Swords here. It's like somebody's like meditating and you can like feel it, or you know, that kind of stuff. It's really, really freaking interesting. Okay, so all right, I would also say that I wonder if like that whole like backtracking thing, like literally being like, well, now we have to go in the opposite direction, that kind of stuff. I wonder if what you're not able to control there is maybe somebody is wanting to like turn something around, but again, there might be something about like, yeah, but I'm protecting like my happiness, I'm protecting like my family, or you know, or even something about your community, or you know, something like that. It feels more of like emotional stability, happiness, that kind of stuff, feeling like friggin' safe, you know, feeling included, feeling wanted, that kind of thing. All right, maybe somebody in whatever group this is was maybe like talking crap about you, okay? That kind of stuff certainly could be. That seems like that's something that you're not able to control. I wouldn't even worry about it. People are going to run their mouth no matter what. So what are you going to do? You have the 8 of Swords twice showing up for what you can control. So there's definitely something about like being open-minded, okay? Really like, again, expanding your energy, like being like, dude, I can control whether I'm stuck or not, like that, you know, putting the power back in your hands, that kind of stuff, okay? Certainly understand that. Also, you know, here's the thing, this like 8 of Cups, like I'm sorry, 8 of Swords here, like they have like that blindfold on, that kind of stuff. It's like you have this message from the third eye, like, dude, this is so interesting. So I was just talking to my sweet little son when I was bringing him into school today, or into whatever, preschool, and he was like, oh, I thought you had 3 eyes. And I was like, well, I have a third eye. So we were talking about like third eyes and stuff. And I was like, dude, you can go on vacation like in your third eye. You can do that. And he was like, whoa. So anyway, there, you know, there's something about that. It's like messages from your third eye, but maybe you're feeling like a little bit like closed off, or feeling like trapped within a certain message, or being like, you know, I'm thinking of this in a very, maybe like exactly the way something is being presented, but it might be like, yes, but broaden that meaning, broaden that, what that symbol is, or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff, okay? All right, so you have the Queen of Wands and the 4 of Cups, and this is showing up as like the next steps forward. So yeah, this is definitely being, I want to say, again, being like friggin' optimistic, and also like, you know, being a little bit more confident about whatever it is you're going into, and also maybe an energy of, okay, I'm going to be confident and I'm going to accept whatever this is. I'm going to kind of put my heart into this, that kind of stuff. Maybe again, accepting something that maybe you're feeling like, well, if I accept that, then it looks like that I don't know enough, or that I really need a certain amount of help, or whatever it is, you know, that kind of stuff. That might be part of whatever it is. It's like, dude, who cares what other people are thinking, that kind of stuff. There's something here where it's like, you know, accepting some type of offer here, or really like deep thinking, but like thinking in a really like a creative solution to something, or you know, again, going into something and being like, you know what, I just don't care how anyone else is, like, if they're judging me or whatever the heck it is, or whatever, you know, that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. Okay. All right, so let's see. So with this number 10 message from the third eye card for your opportunity, you guys have the 8 of Wands, and yep, and you have it with the 2 of Swords. So yeah, so first of all, I can tell you this is lyrics all over the place, okay? This is another one of those readings where the whole thing is lyrics. So maybe you guys like the number 4, okay? Certainly could be, or maybe there's just something you've been waiting around for a while for, that kind of stuff. You know, possibly could be, but 8 of Wands reverse, and then the 2 of Swords here. This is showing up for your skills. I'm telling you, there is something that it's like, dude, even if you're blocked from something physically, you can still access that information. So that's what I'm saying about like I want to, you know, when people say like offline files, I almost want to say that, okay? And I also do want to rely or kind of lean on that whole like intuitive third eye kind of thing. It's like, you know, you can really kind of like just even if you're not able to, if you're feeling like somebody is blocking you from information, Leo, you have a real opportunity here to find out that information or to access that information using your third eye, but you need to trust it. Probably need to meditate first, or at the very least, clear your head. Don't go into it with like, okay, I've been thinking about this thing that's been driving me nuts all day, or whatever the heck it is, that kind of thing. So, all right, you have the... I also think that there's something here that if you're getting like really like nasty energy from somebody or whatever the heck it is, I think that you have the skills to be like, absolutely not. I'm avoiding that like the plague. I won't accept that, you know, that like, no, I'm not paying attention to that, you know, that kind of stuff. So, all right. With the Star card reversed, you guys have the King of Wands reversed, and this is showing up as possible help. So yes, I do think that this is somehow, I want to say this is somebody with an anger issue. So I don't know, maybe that's something here, or this is somebody who's like, again, I want to say like more local, because they're the kind of concerned about immediate results rather than future focused things. But here's the funny thing is it feels like you are more so leaning into like what's going to be in the future. What am I seeing in the future? That kind of stuff. So super interesting. Okay. So, I mean, I don't think that that's that bad. This feels like maybe somebody who is, again, very much, focused on a particular type of healing, or a particular type of releasing energy, that kind of stuff, that is maybe something that you're not exactly thrilled about, or you're not exactly sure like who to direct something at, or that kind of stuff. Guys, I gotta tell you, this reading's a little bit interesting. Okay, I swear to God, like I don't know, man. It feels a little bit like return to sender. Okay, that's really what this feels like. It seems like it is landing in your opportunity. So I don't know which direction this is going in. Maybe multiple. Okay, you have this navigation energy showing up for your challenge. All right, so okay, let's see. You have the Knight of Pentacles, and you have it with the reverse Three of Wands here. Nope, Three of Cups, sorry, reverse Three of Cups. This is showing up as the next steps forward. I think that this is working hard on something, not overindulging something, maybe doing something a little bit private, secret, that kind of stuff, but making a plan and then following it with, I want to say, without too much fanfare, without too much acknowledgement, or too much like sharing it with somebody, that kind of stuff. Okay, that's kind of what I'm feeling here. I also want to say something about like not celebrating a victory before you've kind of accessed that in some sense. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, so that is what I have for you guys, Leo. I hope this reading was helpful, made sense, all that kind of stuff. If not, you can check your other placements, or you could check your other placements, and I'll also see you back for your next one. All right, thank you. Bye.